to our blog where we document our trip, where we learn, laugh, argue, and bark. A lot has happened since our last video. We're in Valencia. For this week, we're going to talk about our experience in traveling with a dog and finding routine and community. Okay, so let's start with the dog. Getting into Spain was actually a lot easier than I thought. I was really anxious. I wasn't sleeping well because I was just expecting the worst. But once we gathered all the documents and information we needed, it was pretty easy. So we needed to get a health check for him 10 days from arrival, a report produced by the vet and endorsed from the local USDA. So getting in, Hans flew in, and we were lucky to find a flight into the EU that let a dog in a cabin. But we might not be so lucky next time since all the rules and policies have changed. But we were able to make arrangements with an airline well in advance, and we limited his food intake and checked with the vet on recommendations to prepare. Getting around in Spain with dogs is a little difficult because dogs are not allowed on most buses or trains or flights. So we need to rely on rental cars, walking, or even hitchhiking. Don't tell my parents, but we used an app called BlaBlaCar, which is really popular in Europe to get around to some places. Alright, so Hans is in the country. What's the next step? Getting an EU pet passport. Yes, you heard that right. Dogs can get passports in the EU. The purpose is to allow them to travel within the EU. Hans just got his. Yay! It was a little bit difficult because a lot of the vets were not accustomed to working with foreigners. But after a couple tries, we got it.
Careful with this rock. God damn, it's slippery. Almost like shit.
I married a 3-year-old.
Don't, seriously.
Given that we're away for a year, we can't treat it like a vacation, even though I want to treat it like a vacation. Brandon's next to me, that's why I have to say that. So even though we're not working, we have to stay busy, right? And it's a good way to meet people. We want to establish community while we're here. As you know, not only am I aware I'm an actress, and I wanted to keep fresh, and I thought, why not practice my Spanish while acting? And I hadn't taken a Shakespeare class, so I found this awesome Shakespearean acting class in Valencia. I was able to read through Hamlet and some poems by some famous Latin American and Spanish poets, which was a lot of fun. It was very challenging because of the Spanish dialect from Spain, but I pushed through it, and at the end I was able to do a poetry slam that you get to see at the end of this video. If you like the videos, click the like button. If you'd like to leave a comment, we'd love to read them. And if you want to know when the next video comes up, click the subscribe button. Thanks!
This one comes with a good amount of tomato. Some of the other places we were at was kind of skimpy. This is Brandon popping in here to talk a little bit about my experience in establishing a routine on a day-to-day basis. And actually, in my case, it's a lot easier for me than Alexis because my daily routine is surrounded around taking Spanish classes. So the classes I found are 20 hours a week. You could also do 25 or 30. I chose 20 because I felt like that allowed me to go to class every day without getting overwhelmed. And in any event, I have enough practice outside of class speaking Spanish to Alexis and some of her family that's helped me a lot in my Spanish ability. The other nice thing about taking Spanish classes is sometimes, at least in my experience, it can be difficult meeting and making friends with people who actually live in the country. For example, in my case, my Spanish is getting better daily and I'm learning more. I'm able to talk to people, but I'm just not at that level of fluidity where I could just go up to someone who speaks Spanish and talk to them and be seen as anything other than a foreigner. Which is fine. I don't expect to be seen as a local. I don't look like a local. I don't sound like a local, and I'm totally comfortable with that. But in my classes, everyone's at the same level as me. We speak Spanish equally well. We're able to kind of talk at the same level, and it's good practice in any event. So it's kind of a more natural way to meet people and make friends and people to go out and do things with. Because these are also people that are kind of in the same boat. They're tourists or kind of tourists like us and want to go, experience the new things and the touristy things in the country. So far that's worked out for me. I like the school that I found. I feel like it's a good balance. I have good teachers. I really like my classmates, and it's been a good time so far.
Sorry.
Amor de mis entrañas, viva muerte. En vano espero tu palabra escrita. Pienso, con la flor que se marchita, que si vivo sin mí quiero perderte. El aire es inmortal, la piedra inerte. No conoce su sombra, ni la evita. Corazón interior no necesita la miel helada que la luna vierte. Pero yo te sufrí, rasgué mis venas, tigre y paloma. Sobre tu cintura, un duelo de mordiscos y azucenas. Llena pues de palabras mi locura. O déjame vivir en mi serena noche del alma para siempre.